The following is yet another high school sports presentation brought to you by the high school sports leader in North Texas, 92.1 FM KXEZ, the Possum.
It's playoff time in Texas, and we're coming to you from Wilkerson Sanders Stadium in Rockwall, Texas. We're set to bring you this by-district round matchup of the 2021 Texas High School Playoffs. Hello, everyone, and welcome. You're tuned in to 92.1 FM KXEZ. I'm Ethan Herrera, along with my broadcast partner, Scott Powell. Thanks for joining us. Tonight features an underdog, big-time North Garland team taking on a powerhouse in Rockwall. The Yellow Jackets come in at 8-2 overall with a 5-1 district record, finishing second in the 10-6A district. On the other hand, the North Garland Raiders, 6-4 overall, 3-4 in district, edging out Wiley last week to get into the playoffs for the first time in quite a while. When we come back, we'll preview the Rockwall Yellow Jackets on our countdown to kickoff on 92.1 FM KXEZ. Back here on 92.1 FM KXEZ again, Rockwall Yellow Jackets and the North Garland Raiders. North Garland, Scott, what do you got on them? I'll bring in Scott Powell.
Well, this is a big night for North Garland football. This is the first time they have been in the playoffs in 12 years. That's since 2009. It's just their third winning season in the last 17 years, as they will finish with a winning record. Even if they lose tonight, they'd finish 6-5. Joe Castillo's done a good job. It's their second winning record in the last 4 years. So Castillo has made his imprint on this program and has them in the playoffs for the first time since he took over as head coach. They started 3-0, but not a very good schedule. And boy, if you want to hear schedules, wait till I tell you who Rockwall has played in the non-district. Not much of a schedule for North Garland, but they had success going 3-0, beat Irving 34-7, LD Bell 42-19, two handily won games there, and then they eked by a pretty good Richardson-Berkner team, 57-51, by far their high watermark in points scored this year. District was interesting. They started 1-4, and their only win was a 2-0 forfeit over the COVID-strapped Lakeview Centennial Patriots. So that was their only win in the first 5 games. They lost the name and force big. One thing to take note of, they lost to Saxe by only 8 points. That's probably one of the highlights of the year, even though it was a loss, taking Saxe to the wire and losing just 42-34. As you know, Saxe, one of the bell cows in that district, District 10-6A. Then they lost to Rowlett by 20, which put them in a hole, and then lost to Garland big. So they had to win their last 2 games just to have a chance to make the playoffs, and they did. They beat South Garland, and then last week, all they had to do was beat Wiley. I say all they had to do. Wiley was probably the favorite going in, and they beat them by 16 points. They only had to beat them because Rowlett lost the night before. They didn't have to beat them by 14 or more, but they did it anyway. Beat Wiley by 16, so that was a kind of a head-turning victory there. So win their last 2 to sneak into the playoffs in 4th place. 3-4 in the district, 6-4 overall. And Ethan, they've got some quality, especially at the quarterback position, and who I think might be the best name in college, pro, or high school sports. His first name is Godsend, and his last name is Nawahi. Like Hawaii. Nawahi is his last name. He's a leading passer and rusher on this team. 58% passer, 1,300 yards. That's not a lot of yards. 15 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. But as a running back, just a little under 1,000 yards to lead the team, 995, 6.8 per carry. So he's a dual threat at quarterback. He's also rushed for 12 touchdowns, so he's had a hand in 27 touchdowns this year.
Well, God's power in Hawaii definitely is
God's power. Okay.
God's power in Hawaii definitely is the key to this offense for North Garland. I mean, my goodness, all those numbers, insane to go along with the insane name as well.
And then Jaden Davis has 85% of their rushing yards and carries this year, so he is the workhorse. 631 yards, 8 touchdowns, 4.7. They've got a pretty good quartet of receivers. Wait till you hear about Rockwall's quartet of receivers. But these guys have had good years. Isaiah De Leon leads the way, 28 for 422, 15.1. DeAndre Johnson, 19 for 361, the leader in average per catch at 19, and the leader in touchdowns with 6. De Leon has 4 touchdowns. Decoris Taylor, 18 for 212, 11.8, more of a possession receiver, as is Mateo Howard, 22 for 200, 9.1 per catch. So there are the kids that you'll hear about from North Garland. Let me mention they are averaging under 30 points a game, 28.9, but they also only give up 28.2, which is not one of the best in the Metroplex, but it's also not one of the worst. They're also number 16 in rush defense at 146. So there's something to look out for tonight. Offensively, kind of average, although they're 19th in rushing at 188 a game, only 135 through the air, and kind of an average total offense of 323 per game. There's all you want to know about North Garland.
Thank you, Scott. That's beautiful, beautiful work from Scott Powell, as always, giving us the lowdown on the North Garland Raiders. When we come back, we'll take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll preview these Rockwall Yellow Jackets and see how they've done this year so far on 92.1 FM KXEZ. Back on 92.1 FM at KXEZ, the Rockwall Yellow Jackets come in with a number 12th ranked in the state of Texas. They've had a fantastic few years. And Scott, what do you got on these Yellow Jackets from Rockwall?
Well, there's a time when Rockwall was not that good of a program. They missed the playoffs 6 of 9 years from 2004 to 2012. Only had 3 winning seasons in those 9 years. Scott Smith was the head coach here. Ethan Herrera was a player on the team. And then Ethan graduated. They changed coaches, and things changed quickly. Rodney Webb came in 7 years, went 61-35. Had him in the state semifinals 2 years ago before losing. Had him in round 4 of the playoffs in 14 and 15. One of my favorite little stats, though, is every year since Rodney took over until now, they've had at least one playoff win every year. So the other years they lost in the area round, but I think that's impressive to get at least one playoff win every year for 9 years. Trey Brooks is now the head coach. He was an offensive coordinator, led them to a 10-2 district championship last year before losing in the area. They're 8-2 this year, 5-1 in district. So this program has really been turned around. They're ranked number 12 in the state. Their only loss in district was to Heath, their crosstown rival, and that was 79-71 in overtime. A basketball game broke out. Heath is ranked number 5 in the state, so no embarrassment there. Listen to the schedule that these people played in non-district. This would be the best, got to be the best schedule in the state.
Yeah,
Cedar Hill, and they beat them 42-29. Dallas Jesuit, they beat them 75-28. Lake Travis beat them 59-35. Then lost to Highland Park 52-31 before opening district with that loss to Heath. So they did lose 2 in a row there, but rebounded to finish second as they won their last 5 district games by a total score of 224-110.
Well, talking about the schedule real fast, Coach Trey Brooks told Rockwall County Game Day that he planned it that way. He wanted to play the best. He wanted to get that kind of competition in the minds, especially of the younger guys on this team, and he set it up that way, and it fell perfectly. I mean, they were perfect in the preseason, pre-district play until they met Highland Park.
And no shame losing to Highland Park. It's all led by Braden Locke, the quarterback. 64% of his passes are completed. 306 yards a ball game, 17.9. That's pretty good for 276 attempts. 30 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. Zach Hernandez leads the running game. He averages 21 carries a game. They run a lot of plays offensively. 134 a game on the ground, 6.2, and he scored 14 touchdowns. He represents 75% of their running game, so he is definitely the workhorse. And then what a quartet of receivers. They have, between these 4 guys, they've caught 87% of the catches, these 4, and have 30 of their 33 receiving touchdowns. It all starts with Caden Marshall, 55 for 954, 18 a catch and 8 touchdowns. Noble Johnson has 8 touchdowns, 17.9, just right behind Marshall, 47 for 840 yards. They've got 2 guys over 840 yards on the season. Aiden Meeks, 31 for 523, 16.97 touchdowns. And then Brennan Ray, 31 for 469, 15.1, and 7 touchdowns. So of those 4, the lowest amount of touchdowns is 7. The lowest average per carry is 15.1. They go from 15.1 to 18 in their average per catches among those 4 receivers. So they are absolutely explosive offensively, as their 50 points a game would explain. 50 points a game. That's fourth in the area. They average 180 on the ground, 317 through the air. That's third best in the Metroplex. Their total offense is third best in the Metroplex, just a shade under 500 yards per ball game. Now, always been a little bit of a problem at Rockwall, and that's defense. And this year they're giving up 33.3 points a game, which gives North Garland a breath of hope as a heavy underdog. And here come the Yellow Jackets onto the field.
I'll tell you what, Steph, the big thing is you mentioned the defense, and this North Garland team, they don't throw the ball much at all. They threw 11 times last week, and Rockwall's major asset is their secondary on the defensive side. They have 15 interceptions, and it could be one of those matchups where North Garland can start early on the ground. They're going to have a little bit of problem, especially with God's Power in Hawaii right there at the helm for North Garland.
Series between these two teams, now my records only go back to 2004. These two teams have only played 4 times in 17 years. The series is even 2-2. Rockwall's won the last two, 2014, 2015, by scores of 38-7 and 47-20. North Garland's 2 wins came in 04 and 05 by scores of 23-7 and 20-17. So it's two teams that don't meet all that often, even though they're not too far apart in the Metroplex.
Well, it's going to be a fantastic game. Looking out for Braden Locke, who is close to making the record for most touchdowns thrown in 6A as a career and the most touchdown or receiving yards, passing yards. When we come back, we'll get ready for kickoff on 92.1 FM KXEZ. Back here on 92.1 FM KXEZ. Rockwall Yellow Jackets at Wilkerson Sanders are led, like we talked about, Braden Locke, the Mississippi State commit. I did mention right before we went to the last break that he is number 3 in history in 6A in yards, passing yards, and number 2 in passing touchdowns of all time in 6A. So this might be a game. He needs 5 for the record to pass Kyler Murray passing touchdowns. So it's pretty crazy to think about seeing this kind of player on the field, Scott.
As we near the opening kickoff, don't forget, if you can't get us at 92.1 FM KXEZ, you can hear us stream tonight's game at TuneIn Radio, also KXEZ.com. You can hear us anywhere in the world. Tell the out-of-town family and friends. Don't worry, if you can't get us at 92.1, you can hear our stream. Don't forget 92.1 and 95.3 FM KHYI. The Range are deeply invested in North Texas. We thank you for listening and your support. Call this number if you'd like to advertise on our broadcast, 972-251-0725. Great way to reach your customers, very affordable, high school football, and we'll have a lot of playoffs coming your way. Hopefully some more Garland ISD games in the coming weeks, as well as a couple of teams up north and Gunter possibly, and Caddo Mills out east, and we cover the Metroplex in North Texas with high school football. So we'd love to have you as an advertiser. Doesn't cost you anything to call, 972-251-0725.
Rockwall won the toss, and they elected to receive. Want to get out early and score. North Garland wearing their white jerseys with red pants and red numbers and black trim. Rockwall, gray on gray, kind of a charcoal color, with orange helmets, orange socks, orange gloves, all over.
And interesting, we were on the stairway going from floor to floor in the press box, and there are Yellow Jackets on the stairwell. I don't know if that was planned, but I love the welcome.
Kickoff is underway and down to the 23-yard line. And we are underway from Wilkerson Sanders Stadium in Rockwall.
And your homework assignment maybe at halftime. By the way, we're going to send it back for country music at halftime. So at halftime, see if you can come up with the difference between a Yellow Jacket and a wasp.
Get right on that.
Those could have been wasps. When you're at Rockwall, you like to think of them as Yellow Jackets.
Every sort of bee flying object, that's a wasp. I mean, that's a Yellow Jacket to us.
Well, we'll have an answer for you in the second half.
Braden Locke, the Mississippi State SEC commit, lines up at shotgun. To the right of him is Zach Hernandez. Well, 2 receivers the far right side on the left hash mark, going left to right. Play action, pass out to the right side, caught by Aiden Meeks, trying to get around to the 30-yard line, and down he goes at the 31.
Good coverage there by the North Garland secondary to keep that to a 6-yard gain, just a quick out pass. They're going to have to give them a cushion because these are dangerous receivers, so they're not going to be playing them tight.
2nd and 4, Locke Slant pass out to the left side in the slot this time. Completed. First down, Rockwall. Past the 35-yard line to the 38.
Well, Locke's taking advantage of the big cushions they're giving these receivers. And they are playing way off of them so far.
Stack trips to the left side. Locke, play action. Screen pass out to the flat side. Past the 40, the 45, 50, off to the races, past the outside numbers, and finally wrapped up and pushed out of bounds at the 34, make it the 24-yard line of North Garland, but there's a flag on the field.
Yeah, this could be coming back. You got great blocks, maybe too good of blocks from Caden Marshall and also Noble Johnson over there. And it's on number 8, they said? No, that'd be the quarterback, maybe number 80. Quintero Jones.
Receiver, the junior receiver out there got a little too happy, held him back. It'll cost him 10 yards.
Correction, number 3.
Yeah, I was going to say there is no number 80 out there right now. So it was one of those blockers over there on the same side where he caught the ball that I mentioned did it illegally, and that's one reason he got freed up down the sideline.
Locking the shotgun, Hernandez to his right from the left hash mark. It'll be 1st and 20. Play action, drops back, has some time, a pocket, fires over the middle, and incomplete over the middle, intended. One of those star wide receivers, Caden Marshall.
Well, that's the deepest pass he's thrown. This was a deep post over the middle. Receivers there. The pass was just too tall. Nice play action fake. A good pocket established by the offensive line. They're doing everything very well, except for that one pass.
From the 28-yard line, Locke, play action again. Out to the right side. There's Marshall at the 30-yard line. Goes outside the numbers, now down the numbers, and brought down after he gets the first down. No, it's close to the first down mark. It'll be a yard short of that to the 46-yard line.
Another good job on the quick out. These are just quick pop passes to the outside, and Noble Johnson got the block that time that was legal. No holding call this time.
H-back into the ball game. Locke fires left side and in and out of the hands of a streaking wide receiver. That was the big Zach Hernandez on the left side.
So what do you do as a heavy favorite? You got a 4th down on your opening possession or short of midfield. Do you punt it away or go for it? If they go for it, I think it's just going to show the confidence they have of being a big favorite here.
Noble Johnson on that pass intention on the last play. 10:45 on the clock in the first quarter. 4th and 1 from the 47-yard line. Lock in the shotgun, claps his hands, takes the snap, hands it up the middle. First carry for Hernandez, pushing the pile. Flag comes in, gets the first down at the time being down to the midfield mark with 10:40 on the clock.
It's going to be a hold on the offensive lineman, number 55, Reed Brackett, it appears. Second hold of this series. Rockwall may not be able to overcome this one. It is holding.
Big break for North Garland. A hold on a big play down the left sideline. And then a few plays later on 4th down after they got the first down.
By the way, I've got the officials' names. They're all very familiar. Something tells me they've done a lot of Garland ISD football. Maybe North Garland got to pick the officials being the visiting team, but I recognize all these names, Ethan, all the Rowlett games we've done this year in the Garland ISD. Maybe that's a good thing. 2 holding calls on the first possession for Rockwall.
And Caden Marshall will be the punter for Rockwall on 4th and 11 from the 26-yard line, 36-yard line. Gets this one away. It's down at the 30-yard line, but out of bounds. Didn't give any chance for DeCoris Taylor. And North Garland will take over, survives the first possession of the dangerous Yellow Jackets.
Just a 33-yard punt. The flags are pinned to the pole. We shouldn't have much effect from the wind in this one. Really just a perfect night for football. Nice, crisp evening here after the front came through. Wouldn't you call this a crisp one tonight?
I'd call it crisp, but no wind. It is beautiful out here. God's Power in Hawaii will stand in at the shotgun. To the left of him is running back Davis. Trips to the right side. Man in motion, right to left. Play action. He drops back. Looks to the left sideline and completes it at the 34. Make it the 42, I beg your pardon. And a first down on the first play for North Garland.
Yeah, the receiver just went straight up the sideline, didn't cut it in, it just went straight up, and they gave him the cushion and gave him the catch in the first down.
Jaden Davis, the running back out of the backfield, got into the flat and straightened up the numbers. 10:02 on the clock in the first quarter. 0-0. Rockwall faced a holding call after a 4th and 1, pushed him back, punted it away. Trips to the right side for God's Power in Hawaii and the Raiders from North Garland. Man in motion, right to left. That's Mateo Howard. Now he stands in at the linebacker position. Make it the tight end, hand it up the middle. Off the guard, pushing the pile is Jaden Davis. Gets a few yards. They'll give him 2 to the 46-yard line. 9:30 and counting here.
First contact by every team.
Hawaii lines up in the shotgun. Davis to the left of him.
Rockwall in a 3-3-4 set, 3-3-5 set, as North Garland spreads the field with two wideouts, but everything else is real tight. They may try and take advantage of this smallish front set here by Rockwall in the early go, just 6 in the box.
Hawaii moves Davis from the left to the right. Man in motion is Gabe Harris. A tight end, snap pass, Godspower pulls it down, pushes the pile, carries a couple of Yellow Jackets with him, gets down to the 49-yard line. It'll be 3rd and 5.
It's a good tough run because he had a defender on his back most of the way. Aiden Barrera, defensive lineman, 220 pounds, just jumped on his back and took a ride. He kept the legs going and makes it a very manageable 3rd and 5. Could be 4-down territory, North Garland 49. Hard to say.
Nope.
You know, as an underdog, you tend to think they'd go for a lot of 4th and shorts tonight.
8:25 on the clock, 3rd and 5. From the 49-yard line, their own 49. Man in motion, left to right. That's Isaiah DeLeon. Double to the right side. Hawaii drops back. Play action. Bootleg out to the right side. Looks downfield, trying to get outside, and does. To the sideline, past the 50, near the 45-yard line. He's short of the first down marker.
Yeah, he got a short mark, a yard short. Boy, I'm going for this.
Absolutely.
How about you?
Absolutely.
They only need one. They're moving it fairly well, so why not just, establish the line of scrimmage? Just, it's only a 3-man front, and they've really got this defense spread out. I like a quarterback sneak almost because it's 5-on-3, offensive line versus defensive line. See if they cheat in some of those linebackers.
And now they're running a Wildcat as Godspower and Hawaii came out of the ballgame. No punter. They're actually looking for the punter, it looks like right now. And he comes on finally. No, it's not. They are running the Wildcat. Back there is Jaden Davis. 4th and 1. Timeout coming in.
Joe Castillo's not happy as he throws his arm into the air. He couldn't get the personnel out there. Some of the guys fell asleep over there on the sideline. Why don't we keep it right here and remind you of our sponsor list tonight. Dos Banderas Tex-Mex, North Texas Appliance, Belfiore Spa and Salon, Jackson Automotive, Smith Quality Greenhouses, and Shields Service Station. Go see the friendly folks at North Texas Appliance in Rockwall. They're at 1535 East I-30, about a mile from this football stadium, as we are in the hometown of North Texas Appliance tonight. You can go by or call 972-771-0393. North Texas Appliance, longtime sponsor here on KXEZ.
Going out of the timeout, 8:05 on the clock. Still in that Wildcat formation. Heavy set, stacking the line. Jaden Davis in the shotgun. 4th and 1, first quarter. North Garland powers it. Left side, Davis fighting for the first down. It's right at the first down marker.
He's a little short. Yeah, they gave him a bad mark, about a half yard short.
And 2 4th and 1s to start the ball game for each team. None of them get it, but North Garland turns it over. 8:01 on the clock here in the first.
I'll tell you, I'm impressed with that defensive line and linebacker because they only had 3 down linemen, and the nearest linebacker was 3 to 5 yards off the ball, and they did not blitz, knowing they were probably going to run it up the middle, and they did, but the defensive line got the job done.
Braden Locke back out there for the Yellow Jackets. 2 receivers to the left side, 1 each back in there, the tight end. Hand off up the middle to Marshall, or Hernandez. Gets into space, has some room. 40, 30, 20, 5, 10, touchdown. Got my numbers mixed up, but not today. It says Marshall. I got his name mixed up. Zach Hernandez again. He's the one who ran it in. 7:52, and Yellow Jackets strike first.
Well, I tell you, it was just a simple handoff between right guard and right tackle, and once he got past the line, nobody was home. Nobody. And he has pretty good speed also, as you saw. He ran past a couple of safeties who just had bad angles, but he broke down those angles and made it look really easy right up the gut. He didn't have blazing speed, but had enough to outrun that North Garland secondary.
Odd formation right now as Rockwall lines up with 5 linemen on the right side, and they try to go for 2, and they're getting bottled up. There was 3 Rockwall Yellow Jackets to the left of formation, 5 to the right, 3 in the middle. I don't know. Didn't work out. 2-point conversion, no good. 6-0, 7:52 in the first on 92.1 FM, KXEZ.
If you love your plants like we do at KXEZ, you'll protect them with Quality Greenhouse, and you can get them at Smith's Greenhouses. Metal and portable buildings, cabins, and outdoor decor, you name it, they've got it. Call Dustin Smith at 903-268-1694. That's 903-268-1694. You'll like Dustin and be glad you made the call to Smith's Greenhouses. And go check out Shield Service Station just off the square in downtown Rockwall. Another hometown sponsor here. Have your oil change, you can buy a battery, get your vehicle inspected. They even have new and used tires for you. Head over to Shield Service Station, Rockwall.
Michael James will kick it off for Rockwall. It'll hit down at the 20-yard line, take a big hop, and field it at the 18 and out of bounds. So North Garland, their second possession, will start down 6 to the Yellow Jackets with 7:52 here in the first.
Can you call a one-play possession a one-play touchdown drive? Well, they did it in one play. 53-yard run by Hernandez up the middle. Interesting, going for 2. That's confidence as a heavy favorite. And they didn't get it, so it's just 6-0 Rockwall.
For Hernandez, that was his 15th touchdown on this season. He does the bulk of the running for this Rockwall team, 1,300 yards. The next closest is 189.
North did not get a first down their first possession, went for it on 4th and 1, came up short. Let's see what they do here on the second.
Dodge Power Hawaii in the shotgun, hands it off up the middle. Davis pushing the pile past the 25-yard line and down to the 29. Big gain on first down, close to the first down marker. It'll be second and short.
Good job by Davis. Just enough crease there over left guard. He broke an arm tackle attempt, and with good, he's a pretty strong running back with decent quickness, and he got to that second level and almost got the first down. 2nd and 1. Boy, 2nd and 1 is a great down and distance, isn't it? You can do anything you want on 2nd and 1. Yeah. Mark Starr, it was his favorite down and distance. He loved to go deep. What I love about you, Ethan, is even though we have about 60 years between our ages, you're old school.
Absolutely. Hawaii in the shotgun. Play action. Looks deep. Rolls out to the right side. Gets to the outside. Has a little bit of space. Fires this one to the right sideline and out of bounds. Looks like he might have just thrown that one away, bringing up 3rd and 1.
Only had one other thing. You're old school, but my school's been around a little bit longer than yours.
Yeah, I was a transfer to that old school. 7:01 here in the first quarter. 6-0. The Rockwall Yellow Jackets lead the North Garland Raiders. 53-yard touchdown run for Zach Hernandez opened up the scoring for the Yellow Jackets. And at 3rd and 1 here for the Raiders from North Garland. Hawaii in the shotgun. 2 tight ends in the ballgame. Davis to the right of him. 2 receivers on either side of the formation. 1 receiver on either side. Davis to the left. Here's the play. Quarterback keeper powering forward. He's got the first down.
Well, it was a good play call. He faked it to Davis one way over right tackle and then pulled it back and kept it over left tackle. Got just enough movement from that defense to their left, and it had the opening for him around to his left after the fake. So I like the misdirection there. Again, when you only got 3 down linemen and your linebackers are way off the ball like they are up the middle, you're going to be able to run the ball. You got 5 blockers on 3, and the other 2 are picking up some linebackers. So I like North Garland's chances of running the ball. They just got to avoid the penalties and mistakes.
1st and 10 from the 33-yard line. Hawaii in the shotgun. Rolls out to the right side, has some space, fires to the right sideline. A hopping catch at the sideline. And he's got it. He's got it. Beautiful play.
De Leon, as you said, he hopped in the air, caught it, came down with both feet. He only needs 1, and he got hit from behind, but was able to hang on.
8-yard gain on that first down pass, bringing up 2nd and 2 from the 41-yard line.
Boy, the key for North Garland so far is they're getting the job done on first down. They're getting good games on first. Their 3rd downs have been 3rd and 1 and 3rd and 1. So that tells you you're getting the job done on 1st and 2nd down.
I also like them running down the clock. That's going to be key, trying to keep that offense off the field of Rockwall.
Yeah, they're doing a good job with that so far. Unfortunately, a one-play drive didn't help it, or it helped it, but in the bad way.
Harris, the man in motion, left to right. Dodge Power puts it down. Quarterback draw to the left side, gets the first down for North Garland, and they move the chains down to the 44.
I'm just amazed by this defensive alignment. They've only got 3 in the box, and everybody else is linebackers or defensive backs. It's like who can't run against this defense? They even line up in a bend but don't break type defense, and they're giving up over 30 points a game. If North Garland's patient, they haven't had any penalties yet. No penalties, no turnovers, patience. they could stay in this game a while based on this Rockwall defense.
This time, North Garland spreads it out, trips to the right side. Davis to the left of God's Power in Hawaii. Claps his hands, takes the snap. It's a draw. Hands up the middle, and this time going nowhere. First time on first down, the North Garland Raiders haven't got any positive yards. They lose one right here. They get up 2nd and 11 at the 43.
To get some pressure, Rockwall's going to have to start blitzing. That's one thing about a three-man front. You're going to have to blitz those linebackers, and they did there. Jarrett Stoner, linebacker, came through, as well as a couple of others. Of course, it was also the delayed draw, and I would throw that play away. I mean, that had no chance. Very slow developing.
For Stoner, that was his 14th tackle for a loss on the season. He's one of their best. 4:27 on the clock here in the first quarter. 6-0 Rockwall over North Garland. Trips to the right side. Hawaii claps his hands, drops back, has some time, goes forward. Quarterback keeper to the right side, the 45, and going nowhere after he breaks one tackle and gets to the 45-yard line.
Guess who made another tackle there for Rockwall? The same kid again. Ran him down. It looked like Hawaii would get a pretty good gain out of that, but he just couldn't get it to the outside because he was out-quicked by the defense.
Rockwall runs this 5 defensive back formation. They've done it all season long. That's why I thought coming in, if North Garland run the ball, they've got a shot to actually keep this one close.
Boy, they're working that play clock. They're just barely going to get this play off in time.
3rd and 9. Hawaii dropping back, rushed out to the left side, tries to make something happen at the 40-yard line outside the numbers, and down he goes. God's Power in Hawaii couldn't get outside and got rushed out and tackled by Ranger Weatherford. Make it Andy Barisha, actually.
Well, this time on this series, after the beginning, after that first down, they did not get the job done on 1st and 2nd down, and they're going to have to punt it away. No doubt about it here on 4th and 11.
4th and 11 from the 43-yard line.
First punt of the night for North.
Daniel Ortiz to punt. Caden Marshall with his toes at the 25-yard line. This one's blocked by Rockwall. Up in the air, picked up at the 42, the 37-yard line, down to the 35. And a block punt by Rockwall gets them great field position to start this one.
Well, they got a pretty good rush on it, but the high snap threw the whole thing off in the beginning. Punter had to reach up. It delayed him getting the ball off. I think he had a little better chance of getting it off if there was a better snap. But, yeah, that guy got in there in an awfully big hurry.
2:42 on the clock. Rockwall takes the ball at the 35-yard line into enemy territory at the North Garland.
Remember what I said, as a heavy underdog, you got to avoid mistakes, and that's a huge mistake, giving Rockwall a short field.
Braden Locke back in there in the shotgun. Marshall to the left of him. Hernandez to the left of him. They hand it to him. Play action. Locke throws it out to the flat on the left side of the 30-yard line. Still on his feet and brought down right at the 30-yard line. Nice play on first down for the Yellow Jackets. Brennan Ray on that catch and run. Gain of 5 to that 30-yard line.
Yeah, just a simple screen to the big tight end.
Locke throws a deep pass out to the right side, uncovered. That's the 10-yard line. Cuts back to 5. Dives to the end zone and touchdown Rockwall. Aiden Meeks.
Yeah, North Garland fell asleep. You said uncovered. First of all, they ran a quick play there. North Garland wasn't ready. The receiver was over here, not covered from the get-go. And North Garland did get over there and had a chance to make a play, but then Meeks cut it back really nicely against the grain toward the middle of the field and just made North Garland look bad defensively.
On to drive for the extra point is Michael James. Caden Marshall will hold for the Yellow Jackets. 2:12 on the clock. Hold is down, kick is up, and it's good. 13-0. 2:12 on the clock. Here in the first quarter, Rockwall leads North Garland on 92.1 FM KXEZ.
Their strength in numbers join the Rockwall Chamber of Commerce today. Save this date for the Audie Murphy Festival in Farmersville, November 12th and 13th. Audie Murphy Festival.
Isaac DeLeon fields it at the 5-yard line, tries to take it upfield to the 15, and takes it to the 17-yard line. So North Garland will take over. Had to punt it away, but it got blocked. And it was just one play for Rockwall, or 2 plays for Rockwall to score. It's 13-0. Rockwall over North Garland, 2:07 here in the first.
Yeah, it's a good point. They're scoring quickly. North Garland gave them the short field for the second one. You had to avoid mistakes to stay in this one, and already now North Garland's down 13-0. They need to put together something on offense, give that defense a little bit of a break. Keep that Rockwall offense off the field. That's got to be the game plan.
And off jet sweep out to the right side. Has some space at the 20-yard line. Cuts it upfield past the numbers and out of bounds. On that run for North Garland was DeAndre Johnson.
I love the play call. They're trying different things, and that play worked pretty good for 5.
1:58 on the clock. It'll be 2nd and 5. 13-0. North Garland trails Rockwall.
We'll give you our first quarter stats when the quarter comes to an end here. So stay tuned for that.
North Garland's still taking their time. Completely different than Rockwall, who's hurry-up offense. And Hawaii takes the snap, hands it off at the middle of Davis, has some blockers, but then dragged down from behind. Just a gain of 2 on the play to the 24-yard line.
Yeah, with 7 yards first 2 plays, sets up a second and third and 3. So again, very manageable on getting the job done on first and second. They're going to have to open it up at some point, though, down already by 2 touchdowns.
3rd and 3 from the 24-yard line, taking their time.
Again, I think we've seen almost every play in the playbook. I'm not sure we've seen the same play twice yet, which is what I like to see.
In the shotgun is Gossbauer Hawaii. Davis to the left of him. Man in motion, left to right. Hawaii keeps it, and he gets taken down into the backfield. Big play from Rockwall. Noah Tuttle came in, made the play.
North is only 1 out of 4 on 3rd down, including that one. He fakes the jet sweep and keeps it the other way, and Rockwall read it well. I mean, it's like they were in the playbook, saw it coming, and North's going to have to punt it away one more time. North with only 2 first downs so far. Actually, they say 3 first downs.
I beg your pardon. It was Acadian Robinson who came in and made that tackle. There's a couple of number 13s on our roster right here. Caden Marshall will be deep. Rockwall.
Watch the snap. Bad snap last time. Punt was blocked.
Ortiz waits for it. This time, rugby style, blocked again, but goes forward. It may have been partially blocked, and it's spun out. We'll get to the 50-yard line, roll into North Garland territory, or Rockwall territory at the 46.
It was partially blocked, and because of that, had a good spin on it, and North Garland got a long roll all the way to the 46 of Rockwall.
21 seconds, and Rockwall and Braden Locke will come back out on the field. Up 13-0 over North Garland.
33-yard punt that was partially blocked. I'd say that was a success.
Yeah, absolutely. 13-point lead for the Yellow Jackets over the Raiders from North Garland in round 1 of the Texas High School Playoffs here in 6A. Locke, the Mississippi State commit, in the shotgun. Empty backfield. Trips to the right side, 2 to the left side. Spreading it out wide from the left hash mark. From the 46-yard line, has plenty of time, airs it out to the middle of the field for Marshall, and he's got it. 10-5, touchdown, Rockwall.
Too easy. Deep post, he beat triple coverage down the middle of the field. Perfect pass from Locke. Of course, Locke, with all the time in the world, was able to set his back foot, push forward inside of a beautiful pocket his line gave him. I mean, they executed that play all the way around to perfection.
Streaking down the middle of the field was Caden Marshall.
They have 4 plays at 19 points. 3 touchdowns on 4 plays.
Absolutely ridiculous. Marshall, his 9th touchdown of the year. James on for the extra point try. Marshall to hold, actually. High snap, but gets it down. James gets it up and in. 20-0, 13 seconds left in the first quarter. Rockwall leads North Garland on 92.1 FM KXEZ.
It's Food Truck Saturday at First Baptist Church of Branch in Princeton. Head on out, find yourself some good eats on Saturday. Food Truck Saturday in Princeton. And don't forget, we are your Metroplex home for Texas A&M football and basketball. The Aggies will go to Oxford Saturday on the football field to meet Ole Miss. Kickoff at 6, pregame at 5. Men's basketball team plays tomorrow. They'll play Abilene Christian in College Station. Game time 7. We'll go on the air 30 minutes before tip-off at 6:30 with the pregame show. Full coverage A&M football and men's basketball here on 92.1 FM, KXEZ.
DeForest Taylor. Isaiah DeLeon back to receive for North Garland. DeLeon deals it at the 3-yard line, going to take it up at the 10, 15, and down near the 18. And North Garland will take over right there, down 20 points with 8 seconds to go in the first quarter. That last touchdown pass from Braden Locke puts him just 3 shy of the record for most touchdown passes thrown in 6A history.
Don't forget, if you can't get us at 92.1, tell the out-of-town friends, family, you can hear us anywhere in the world at TuneIn Radio and KXEZ.com as we stream all of our playoff football games right here on KXEZ.
8 seconds on the clock in the first quarter. Hawaii back out there. Davis to the right of him has a tight end in the ball game. That's Harris. 2 receivers to the right side, 1 to the left. Man in motion, going out to the right. Screen pass out to Davis on the left side, 15, and upended at around the 18, the original line of scrimmage. A lot of movement down there, but Jaden Davis, no game.
And that's going to do it for the first quarter. Let's keep it right here. Remind you of our our sponsor list tonight. Dos Banderas, Tex-Mex, North Texas Appliance, Belfiore Spa and Salon, Jackson Automotive, Smith Quality Greenhouses, and Shields Service Station. Thanks to our sponsors tonight. Let's take a look at those first quarter numbers. All Rockwall, although they've only run 4 plays offensively, they got 120 yards on those 4 plays. 3 first downs, 68 passing, and 52 rushing. No turnovers, 2 penalties for 20 yards. North Garland with no penalties so far. 3 first downs, 37 total yards, 22 through the air, and 15 on the ground. Nawahi, 2 out of 3 for 22 yards. Jaden Davis, leading rusher, 4 for 15 for North Garland, and 1 for 14. Davis, also the leading receiver. For Garland individually, the quarterback, Braden Locke, 5 of 7, 68 yards, already 1 touchdown. It was a long one. 71% of his passes have been completed. Zach Hernandez, just 1 carry, but for 52 yards and a touchdown. 2 catches, 38 yards for Aiden Meeks, 2 for 25 for Caden Marshall. There's your first quarter stats.
Rockwall up 20-0, start of the second quarter. 2nd and 10 for the North Garland Raiders. At the 18-yard line, 2 receivers on either side for God's Power and Hawaii in the Raider offense. Mateo Howard enters the game in the slot out to the right side. Down by 20. Now Mateo Howard's in motion right to left. And flags come in. This will be a delay of game.
Timeout, North Garland. They got the timeout just in time.
Good call, Scott Powell. Timeout for North Garland, down by 20.
Go see the friendly folks at North Texas Appliance. They're at I-30 here in Rockwall. Famous brands like Whirlpool, KitchenAid, Maytag, General Electric, Monogram, and many others. First quality appliances, they come at good prices at North Texas Appliance in Rockwall. If you love plants like we do at KXEZ, protect them with a quality greenhouse from Smith's Greenhouses. Metal and portable buildings also available. Cabins, outdoor decor, you name it, they've got it. Call Dustin Smith, 903-268-1694. Again, 903-268-1694. You like Dustin? You'll be glad you made the call. The Smith Greenhouses.
Out of the timeout now. North Garland will come out. North Garland in a crazy district situation to end the season. Beat Wiley by 16 points, 30-14 last week. Finds themselves in the playoffs since 2009. But right now they're down by 20 to the Rockwall Yellow Jackets. Man in motion, that's Gabe Harris, right to left. From the left hash mark, going left to right. God's Power and Hawaii. Man in motion again. That's Howard. Trips to the left side. And off to Davis. Out sweeping to the left side. The 20, 25 gets outside the numbers near the left sideline. Dives forward. And has the first down. Big time run by Jaden Davis.
Well, the big key was the block, the seal block by the left tackle. 6'9", 235. Anthony Livesey with the block at left tackle. And that sealed him inside the right defensive end. He was able to turn the corner and get a nice pickup for the first down.
From the 32-yard line, Hawaii looks like he tried to draw him off on a hard count. Now we'll reset. Still 12 seconds on the play clock. Still plenty of time. Now they do get set. Strips out to the right side from the left hash mark. Claps his hands. Hawaii. Quarterback keeper. And he's still on it. No. Davis breaks free at the 40 and gets down at the 49-yard line. I thought that he tried to keep it, and it looks like Hawaii tried to, but Jaden Davis with a huge run and another first down on back-to-back plays for the Raiders.
Davis just stole it away from him. It looked like the ball might be fumbled. I thought it was a mis-exchange, but turned out all right despite not being on the same page.
Now from the 47-yard line, 1st and 10, going left to right, trips to the right side. They're spreading it out right now. Hawaii takes the snap, hands up the middle. Davis bouncing around to the midfield mark and gets past it into Rockwall territory at the 49-yard line. 10:50 and counting here in the first quarter, making the first half. Second quarter of play, 20-0. Rockwall over North Garland. Nice little drive so far for the North Garland Raiders.
Yeah, started back at the 18.
Rockwall has scored quickly. That's what they do best. 500 total yards for them each game on the year.
And 50 points a game.
One of the most explosive offenses in the state of Texas.
They're right on pace for their average and more tonight.
10:20 and counting. 5 seconds on the play clock. Got to get this one off. Nawai in the shotgun, claps his hands, keeps it, tries to get outside, and down he goes. It was a quarterback draw. And a big-time play to push him back 6 yards.
It's almost like he went the wrong way. It looked like the motion and the power of the play was to the right, and he tried to go around left end, and there was no teammates at home and 2 defenders staring him right in the face. I think that was meant for him to go right behind some blockers.
9:45 and counting here in the second quarter. It'll be 3rd and 11 from the 46-yard line. Line to gain is the Rockwall 43. Trips to the right side for God's Power and Hawaii from the left hash mark, going left to right. Jaden Davis to the left, man in motion to the right side. That's Howard. He drops back, has a little bit of pocket now, rushed out. God's Power to the right side, trying to tuck it and run, and he does at the 50-yard line and pushed out of bounds into Rockwall territory at the 49-yard line. Short of the first down marker. Officially at the 48, it'll bring up 4th down. With 9:19 on the clock in the second. And the punt unit will come out for the North Garland Raiders.
You know, you're down by 20, you're heavy underdog. I'd almost go for this. In fact, if it was 4th and 1, I'm sure they would. Ball now in Rockwall territory. I almost would look for a fake punt here. I'm calling it right now.
I agree with you on them going for it. They've had 2 punts already blocked, one fully blocked, one partially blocked.
Well, that's a good point. Another high snap.
Ortiz gets this one away, not blocked, but a terrible punt. And it's hit off one of the Raiders going down the field.
He gets longer punts when they're blocked.
And this one will be down to the 25-yard line. So Rockwall and Braden Locke will take over right there. I mentioned when Braden Locke, after he threw that touchdown pass, he is 3 away from the all-time record for career.
Go check out Shields Service Station here in Rockwall, just off of downtown. Have your oil changed, buy a battery, or get your vehicle inspected. They even have new and used tires on sale. Head on over to Shields Service Station in Rockwall.
9:09 on the clock. Braden Locke and the Rockwall offense will come back out there at the 36-yard line. Snap pass out to the right side. Strong throw to the far side of the field at the 40-yard line and powered his way down to the 42. That was Caden Marshall.
Just a simple stop route, wait for the ball, and they're giving them huge cushions. I mean, on a pattern like that, you might want to tighten it up a little bit, not just give them the first down like that.
Lock out to the right side, down to the 45-yard line. Nice pitch and catch again. Rockwall moving quickly. 8:50 on the clock in the second. Locke goes back out there in the shotgun. 2 receivers to the right side, 45-yard line. Snap pass out to the right side. Marshall once again down to the 40. Rockwall just taking bit and bit away from this Raider defense. Caden Marshall on the receiving end of some good Braden Locke passes. Now again, 2nd and 5. Drops back, has some time. Goes to the far side, the left side. Meeks at the 5-yard line, and a flag comes in.
Yeah, it's interference.
It was underthrown, so the cornerback couldn't get his head turned around, and it'll be interference all day long.
I mean, it looked like Dancing with the Stars. I mean, it looked like the 2 guys were dancing from the 10 to the goal line. Unfortunately, you're going to get flagged for it if you're the defender, and he just did.
8:22 on the clock And a flag comes in. We'll hear from Carl Davis.
I mean, they literally looked like they were holding arms and dancing from the 10 to the goal line.
Well, that 15-yard penalty will put them up. See where they mark it off at exactly. They'll get them to the 24-yard line, 1st and 10 into North Garland territory. Locke takes the snap, drops back, looks to the left sideline, throws it up. No, in the middle of the field, and touchdown. Was pressured, Locke backpedaling, threw off his back foot, and floated one to the back of the end zone for Aiden Meeks.
The greatness of that play was that Locke was backpedaling, had a defender in his face, and threw a perfect strike, not even off the back foot. I'm not sure he was on either foot when he threw it because he was backpedaling to stay away from that defender, and just a perfect pass. It had to be to the back of the end zone.
Second touchdown of the game for Aiden Meeks. James on for the extra point try. This one's up, and it's in. 27-0, 8:16 on the clock here in the first quarter, in the first half. Rockwall leads on 92.1 FM KXEZ.
FM KXEZ, 95.3 KHYI, The Range. We are deeply rooted and invested in North Texas. Thanks for listening, and thanks for your support. We'd love to have you as a sponsor. Take this number down, 972-251-0725. Very affordable, great way to reach your customers. Lots of high school playoffs coming your way. Garland ISD, maybe some Gunter and out north, and Caddo Mills out east. And we are your Metroplex leader for high school sports. And we expect to have a lot of games in the coming weeks. Call us again to 972-251-0725.
James to kick off for Rockwall. Gets this one away. Steps into it. Gets it to the back of the end zone for a touchback.
Well, the kicker's done a great job. Even if it's been returned, they've been catching it around the goal line and good hang time. And, you know, North Garland, this will be the first time they've started this far out in 3 kickoffs because they've tried to return the last 2.
Well, I don't know if you noticed, Scott, but he's only taken, Michael James, the kicker for Rockwall, has taken 2 steps to kick it off, and he's hitting it pretty good.
Yeah, that means he's got a future.
8:16 on the clock here in the second quarter, 27-0. Rockwall over North Garland. Trying to get something going are these North Garland Raiders. In the shotgun is Nawai. Man out to the left side for him. That's Davis. And someone jumped. Receiver on the far side.
You know, it might be the first penalty of the night against North Garland.
That's DeAndre Johnson.
As Carl Davis tells us. I'm going to check on that. I don't remember any North Garland penalties to this point.
How's it going, Carl Davis? We've seen him a lot this year, haven't we? He's been one of the referees, and
yeah, he does a lot of Garland. I get the feeling North Garland was able to choose the officials because I recognize a lot of the people on this officiating list. That's the first penalty of the night against North, only 2 against Rockwall.
North Garland on it. God's power to Y. Fires one to the right side. Has a man wide open, but he overthrew him. DeCoris Taylor had his man beat down the right side of the field. Nawai stepped up in the pocket and delivered a bullet, but it was wide right and far, maybe about 10 yards down the field. So it'll be an incomplete pass, 2nd and 15 from the 20-yard line. First time we've seen Nawai actually air that one out. 8:09 on the clock in the second, 27-0 Rockwall. Nawai on the right side, man in motion right to left was Gabe Harris. Now he lines up as the H-back. Now another man, Taylor, right to left in motion. Davis, sweep out to the left side, tries to cut it upfield, and this time gets nowhere to the 21-yard line, bringing up 3rd and 14.
Yeah, it's a sweep left to the short side of the field, unfortunately, and because of that, he cut it up early and just got wrapped up immediately when he made his cut over left tackle.
7:49 on the clock, 3rd and 14
I know
from the 21-yard line.
I know we say this a lot when we watch football, but the defense has the speed advantage over North Garland's offense, so they're going to have to try some more misdirection. Just straight sweeps are going to have trouble making it.
Trips to the left side, one receiver to the right side from the left hash mark for God's power and Hawaii. Pump fake, goes to the middle of the field, caught at the 31-yard line, and going up the field, but not getting any further than that. Here comes the pile. They finally blow the whistles
But they gave him 9 forward progress and haven't said this often, moved the chains for the Raiders.
On reception, Taylor.
It was DeCoris Taylor.
Just their second conversion out of 6 tries tonight on third.
No, they're short just a bit.
Oh, they are. Oh, my fault. I'm looking at the wrong end of the chains.
Well,
I apologize.
No, they were pushed back, so I understand. They're pushed back pretty well. So it'll be 4th and 4 from the 31-yard line. We'll see Ortiz out there. Daniel Ortiz had a couple of blocked punts. Ortiz, low snap, gets this one away and off, up in the air, and fair caught at the midfield mark by Caden Marshall. So the Rockwall Yellow Jackets will pick up their possession right there. 6:39 on the clock in the second. 27-0 Rockwall over North Garland in round 1, the by-district round of the Texas High School Playoffs.
Don't forget, we got A&M men's basketball tomorrow. They'll play Abilene Christian in College Station. Game time 7, pregame at 6:30. Full coverage here on 92.1. The footballers will be at Ole Miss in Oxford on Saturday night. Kickoff 6, pregame at 5 here on KXEZ. We are your Metroplex home for the Aggies.
From the 50-yard line, Locke, snap pass out to the left side, caught by Meeks, dancing around to the 40-yard line, the 35 to 30, and out of bounds at the 37-yard line. Noble Johnson, not Meeks on that catch and run. 6:32 on the clock in the second. Rockwall moving quickly as they've done all night long. 2 receivers to the left side, a tight end, that's Ray in the ball game. Hernandez. Late fake to him. Up the middle they go to Marshall to the left side and to the 15-yard line. Braden Locke, snap pass out to Marshall up the seam.
Yeah, Marshall, a tall target at 6'4", 184, almost like a tight end in there. As you said, he went right up the seam off the play-action fake. Wide open, easy catch.
Shotgun from the 15-yard line, 1st and 10. Locke fires left side and incomplete. Had a man, but it was in and out of the hands of Noble Johnson. It would have been a touchdown if he could have held on.
Yeah, incompletions have been few and far between for Locke today.
6:21 on the clock here in the second quarter. 27-0 Rockwall. Heavy favorite coming in, and it's been noticed.
Locke now 8 out of 12. They got 233 yards of offense, 168 through the air.
Flags come in before the play gets going. It was an odd and awkward kind of snap as the center snapped it, but nobody moved for Rockwall except Braden Locke.
Both teams are claiming the other team is guilty, and it looks like Rockwall is going to get their way. Contact by the defensive line will be offside defense.
They stopped it before Locke can get going.
Initially, the officials were saying procedure against Rockwall, and they changed it.
6:19 on the clock. And they will take that 5-yard walk-off. It'll be 1st and 10 from the 10-yard line. 1st and 5 from the 10-yard line. With 6:19 in the second to go. 2nd and 5, I beg your pardon. 2 to the right side, 1 to the left for Braden Locke. Man in motion, that's Meeks. Shotgun snap, rolling out to the right side. Has him wide open in the back of the end zone. Touchdown Rockwall. Caden Marshall. 2nd touchdown of the game.
Just a crossing route, kind of a flag route to the corner of the end zone. He had the corner beaten, Justin Hinton. Hinton tried to catch up, but perfect little lob pass. Locke had so much time, he was able to just drop it in there from high up in the air, and he didn't have to fire it real hard. And an easy catch because of that for Marshall in the corner.
Another touchdown pass for Braden Locke. He's just 1 away from the record.
That's a state record.
Yeah, 6A career record in 6A. James puts this one up and in. 34-0. 6:12 on the clock in the second quarter. Rockwall, huge lead over North Garland in the by-district round on 92.1 FM, KXEZ. Back on 91 FM, KXEZ. 34-0 after the touchdown pass from Braden Locke to Caden Marshall.
50-yard drive. They took over at the 50, only needed 4 plays. Boy, Rockwall hadn't run that many plays, and they got 34 points, 34-0. Almost makes you start wondering if they're going to have a running clock in the second half the way this one's going. It was a 40-point, I don't know, some services do these point spreads. It was a 40-point spread before the game.
Dave Campbell's Texas football had that one at 40 points.
Not a big believer in point spreads on high school games, if you can't tell.
James kicks this one off out to the 4-yard line, and taking a knee for North Garland is Isaiah DeLeon.
Why?
34-0.
Why not
on the clock?
Why not catch it and try and get a little bit more, which he would have been able to do? I mean, at least another 5-10 yards upfield.
Well, I think
that hadn't seen that very. Oh, that's right. If you take a knee, you get it at a certain yard line.
Right.
My mistake.
That's the new rule.
Yeah,
now,
30 years ago, I'm right. Why? Now there's a reason to do it. Except they're taking it back to the 4.
I think it's because he took the knee.
Oh, yeah, fair catch. You get it at, what, the 25 or something?
There we go, yeah.
So you can't take a knee. That's not the equivalent of a fair catch. Actually, they gave him 2 yards. He kneeled at the 4, and they're going to give it to him at the 6. I guess it's a mercy, too.
Trips to the left side for God's Power Hawaii. It comes back out there for the North Garland Raiders. 34-0. 6:11 on the clock here in the second quarter. Rockwall absolutely running away so far.
In defense of the official, I got one more thing to say.
Up the middle goes Jaden Davis. Nice gain on first down to the 12-yard line.
Well, the knee went down at the 4, but the ball might have been at the 6, but I think it's where the knee goes down, correct?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think on a kneel down it is.
Yeah. So much for the defense of the official that I was providing to you.
Second down, 5.
It's just like a quarterback giving himself up. It's where he starts to go down. So we'll see. 5:45 on the clock in the second and ticking. Trips to the left side from the right hash mark is Hawaii. Quarterback Heber out to the left side, has some space at the 10, the 15, goes toward the out of bounds mark at the 18-yard line and gets the first down.
By the way, congratulations on pronouncing his name correctly, because the PA announcer is butchering it on a regular basis.
Well, it's a tough name, folks. It is quite. I mean, if you see it, no way you know that that's what it is. N-W-A-W-U-I-H-E, Hawaii.
It's like Hawaii with a nut.
Absolutely.
Hawaii.
5:20 on the clock here in the second quarter. 30-0, 1st and 10 from the 11-yard line. Hawaii out to the flat at the 20-yard line and dragged down out of bounds, and the flag comes in.
Well, the defender continued to run him out and then spun him around and kind of slung him to the ground. So it looks like a good call. It wasn't that violent of a play. It just occurred out of bounds, and that's why it's going to be 15 against Rockwall. Court Johnson is going to get the penalty.
It was Isaiah DeLeon on the catch and dragged out of bounds. And a first down for North Garland. 5:08 and counting in the second quarter. 34-0. Trips to the right side for North Garland. Again, come up, try to draw them off sides. Will reset, getting their play call from Coach Joe Castillo and the offensive coordinator. This time he claps his hands, takes the snap. Quarterback Hebert to the left side, outside the numbers, still on his feet. Hawaii trying to fight back to the line of scrimmage and does. To the 35-yard line.
Well, great play. What forced that? He ain't going to get credit for the tackle, but Lake Bennett beat the block of offensive lineman Cornell Smith. Just blew past him. Smith could not keep him contained, and that's what forced it to the outside prematurely and just blew up the whole play.
4:45 in the second quarter. 2nd and 10 from the 35-yard line. Trips to the right side. They spread it out a little bit. One receiver to the left side. Davis to the left in Hawaii. He drops back. Has a little bit of time. This time he rolls out to the right side. On the run. Throws a jump ball toward the right sideline. And picked off. Picked off at the 29-yard line. It was Trey Carter.
Justin Hinton, the intended receiver, was open, but had to wait for that ball to get there. Wipe it out, though. We got holding on the defense.
Take away the interception by Trey Carter. There might be a first down for North Garland.
Should be automatic. 5-10-yard walk-off, but automatic first down.
Big-time break for the Raiders.
Yeah, because that pass came up way short, and the defender was able to catch up, get back into the play, and pick it off. But all for naught. And this is going to be walked off to about the 45. And that is an automatic first down.
First down goes to North Garland, 34-0, 4:35 on the clock in the second quarter.
45.
Rockwall has the lead.
Third first down on this possession that started back at the 6, 2 by penalty.
Two tight ends in the ball game. Extra protection. Nawai down the left sideline fires a deep ball and incomplete. Intended for the receiver, Isaiah DeLeon.
Again, we'll send it back for country music at halftime. We are outside tonight and cold, so we're going to take a chance to warm up a little bit. You can enjoy some country music coming up at the half.
Brought to you by our fantastic engineer back in the studio, Ethan Brooks.
Fantastic engineer.
Or electric engineer. Excellent engineer. You want a little alliteration for you?
No.
4:29 in the second quarter.
As little as possible.
Second and 10 from the 45-yard line of North Garland. Nawai in the shotgun. Davis to the right of him. Harris in motion, right to left. Two tight ends in the ball game. Swing pass out to the right side for Davis, and met right there with the Rockwall Yellow Jackets. Absolutely covering all sides of the field as the Jackets come up with another play and a tackle behind the line of scrimmage. 3rd and 11.
Brings up 3rd down and 11.
From the 44-yard line. I tell you what, folks. It's getting pretty, I don't want to say ugly, but it's getting going downhill pretty quickly right now. North Garland can't get anything going. But actually, they've done pretty well. It's just Rockwall has stopped on every chance they got. Hawaii drops back in the shotgun. Has a lot of time, rolls back to the right side, fires this one to the 49-yard line, caught by Davis on the right side, and out of bounds. It was Gabe Harris on the reception, and a first down for North Garland.
Yeah, good scramble there, running out of trouble out of the pocket in Hawaii. Unfortunately, we do have a flag, and this could be an illegal block. It is downfield a little bit, so it could be holding or interference. We'll see. But anyway, uncovering, good job by the receiver to uncover Harris and make the catch. Unfortunately, all the scrambling around, a lineman went too far downfield for North Garland, and they're going to be penalized for it.
It's another penalty to North Garland, who didn't have their first penalty in the game until midway through the second quarter. This pushes them back. It's like the 35-yard line. .334 on the clock here in the second. 34-0. The official walks it off to the 39-yard line.
It brings it all the way over to this hash mark, which I don't quite understand. Maybe North asked for that. I don't know if you can ask for a hash mark.
Trips to the left side for Nawai in the shotgun. Claps his hands, takes the snap. Play action. Here's the pressure. Nawai pulls it down at the 40-yard line, tucks it and runs, and gets a couple of yards, but met quickly by a couple of Yellow Jackets on the right side of the formation to bring up 4th down. Gets it to the 41-yard line. Nawai has had some problem having some time back there to throw. That time he tucked it, ran it, didn't get much, 2 yards. .245 on the clock and counting here in the second quarter. 34-0. It's 4th down. Caden Marshall on to receive for the Rockwall Yellow Jackets. Another high snap. Ortiz gets this one away. It's a high punt, fielded at the 30-yard line. Fair catch right there. They'll give him the 31.
Why don't we take a quick 30-second timeout here on KXEZ?
Snap pass out to the left side, and Noble Johnson, a big gain on first down for Rockwall. They get it down to the 48-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 from right there with 2:18 on the clock. Up 34-0 over North Garland. Braden Locke in the shotgun. 1 touchdown away from breaking the all-time record in 6A for passing touchdowns in a career. Snap pass to the left side. Marshall catches at the 50-yard line, powers it forward. 45, dragging a couple of North Garland Raiders ahead. And they're into North Garland territory.
Whose record did he surpass, and what's the total? Do you know?
I will get the total for you here in a bit, but he's going to surpass Kyler Murray.
Oh, that's right. You already mentioned that.
Who has the all-time record. Used to play baseball with Kyler Murray, fun fact. for about 10 years. Lock, play action, drops back, right side, has a man to the end zone, goes for it, and caught. And there it is. The all-time record for Braden Locke. The recipient of that record-breaking touchdown pass is Aiden Meeks, his third touchdown of the ball game.
I'll tell you, some of these passes, I mean, they're making it look so easy. It's almost like it's practice.
Absolutely.
You know, I mean, it's just he usually hits them in full stride. They're usually 3 to 5 yards behind the defenders. I mean, it's just no contest.
Michael James on for the extra point try. Marshall puts it down. James puts it up. It's good. 41-0. 1:57 here left in the first half of play. Rockwall leads North Garland on 92.1 FM KXEZ.
This is the Possum, 92.1 KXEZ, Farmersville, Dallas, and KXEZ.com.
After that touchdown, Braden Locke now the all-time touchdown passing leader in the state. And tonight he's 13 of 17 for 241 and 4 touchdowns, and we still have 1:57 left in the first half. His receivers tonight, Caden Marshall, 8 for 149 and 2 touchdowns late in the first half. Meeks, 3 for 67, and yeah, I don't think they've updated this because that's his third touchdown, right?
Correct.
So much for giving stats that haven't been updated.
This one goes to the back of the end zone and a touchback off the foot of Michael James. He's got a great leg. 1:56 on the clock here in the first half of play. North Garland trying to get something on the board here. Starting from the 25-yard line, 1st and 10. Hawaii takes the snap, play action. Drops back, rolls right, fires this one out of bounds. He's not had any time all night long. And they have three down linemen, 3 defensive linemen for Rockwall. They run 5 DBs and 3 linebackers, and they're blitzing at least one linebacker every time.
Yeah, the linebackers, though, are deep at the beginning of the play, so there's really only 3 real close in the box.
Absolutely. North Garland out of District 9, the 6A. Came in 4th place right there and is in the playoffs for the first time since 2009. 1:56 on the clock. 2nd and 10 from the 25-yard line. Hawaii. Sweep pass out, sweep handoff to the left side for Davis. Gets a couple of yards to the 29-yard line. Bringing up 36.
Noah Miles. Stopped by Weston Flowers.
Rockwall enjoying themselves on the sideline over here. They're having pictures taken of the players down here. Not a formal picture session, but members of the offensive group are getting their pictures taken in groups down here.
Well, they're taking a picture with Braden Locke, who just had the all-time record.
Yeah. Something tells me if it was 7-7, that would not be occurring. I would hope not anyway.
Hawaii, quarterback keeper, left side, past the 30, the 35, the 40, down the left sideline, outside the numbers, and a first down for North Garland. 1:07 on the clock here in the second. Gets into the 40-yard line, 1st and 10 from there. Hawaii had 242 yards rushing in the last game against Wiley and 147 yards passing. This time, not quite as lucky. 50 seconds and counting in the second quarter. From the left hash mark, 2 tight ends into the ball game for Hawaii. Claps his hands, takes the snap, drops back, fires to the left sideline, jump throw, jump catch, and waiting for the call from the official. He caught it, and he did. It got his foot down. The only question was if DeLeon got his foot down, and they're saying he did.
Yeah, it wasn't easy. Most of his body was falling out of bounds when he got that foot down. That was acrobatic. Very nice catch. Nice drive here by North Garland to the 42 of Rockwall.
Into Rockwall territory with 38 seconds left.
They're just now over 100 yards on total offense, but with 8 first downs. They're only trailing in first downs 12-8. It's just everything else that's suffering.
Jaden Davis off to the right side in a Wildcat formation across the 40-yard line. Gets it to the 38. Nice gain on first down. 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. Going to see if they're not taking any shots right now.
On stop, Will Renko.
After seeing that play.
Davis has 61 yards rushing so far here in the first half.
Well, no timeout elected to be taken by Joe Castile. 14 seconds and counting.
Yeah, he's got 2 left.
Davis powers this one to the left side, gets it to the 35-yard line.
I don't understand this. Now it's down to 5-4, and they finally do take a timeout, but with 1 second. They had 2 left on that scoreboard, Ethan. I don't understand that at all.
Yeah, they only took 1 at the beginning of the second quarter for the delay of game penalty, to stop the delay of game penalty.
Let's remind everybody we'll send it back for country music at halftime, and then we'll be back for the second half. We'll give you all those first half numbers when we come back, and then we'll have the second half kickoff. Be interesting to see if there's any kind of a running clock, minimal running clock in the second half. We'll see.
The first half's gone by in an hour and 8 minutes.
Which is pretty good considering it's 41-0.
Absolutely. Quick strike ability for Rockwall and North Garland's running the clock down, so combine those two together. 8:08, an hour and 8 minutes for the first half of play. 6 seconds on the clock in the first half. 41-0, Rockwall over North Garland. The 4 seed from District 9, 6A, trips to the left side, Hawaii back into the ballgame. Might see a Hail Mary pass kind of thing. No, they do a snap pass out to the left side to DeLeon. No, it's Taylor. 30, 35-yard line, 25-yard line, and down to the 23, and that'll be the final play of the first half. 41-0 in the by-district round, the first round of the Texas High School Playoffs. Rockwall with a huge, astounding lead over the North Garland Raiders.
Absolutely.
We're going to send you back to Ethan Brooks back in the KXEZ studio. We'll see you back here for the second half of play from Wilkerson Sanders Stadium on 92.1 FM KXEZ.
This is the Possum, 92.1 KXEZ, Farmersville, Dallas, and KXEZ.com.
Back here on 92.1 FM at KXEZ for the second half of round 1, the by-district playoffs and the by-district round of the Texas High School Playoffs. 41-0. The Rockwall Yellow Jackets lead the North Garland Raiders from Wilkerson Sanders Stadium.
We're going to work in some of the first half numbers as we start the second half. The only thing close is first downs. Rockwall 12, North Garland 11. Everything else is one-sided. First play.
Hawaii quarterback draw up to the left side, to the middle of the field, past the 25-yard line, down to the 27.
Rockwall 348 total yards, 283 through the air, 65 on the ground. North Garland 150 total yards, just 48 through the air, 102 on the ground. Both teams with 4 penalties. Neither team has a turnover. Hawaii of North Garland 7 of 11 for 48 yards passing.
Hawaii snap pass out to the left side. That's Jaden Davis down the 30-yard line, 35-40 and out of bounds. On that catch and run, not Jaden Davis, it was DeAndre Johnson.
And the first down, Davis has been the leader offensively. He's rushed for 96 yards on 15 carries, 6.4. And Nawahi 13 for 13. But Davis receiving 3 for 14. That was his 4th catch now for 24 yards. De Leon 2 for 12. There's your North Garland individual leaders.
Empty play, empty backfield from the left side. Left hash mark is Hawaii. Rushed out to the right side, out of the pocket. Trying to tuck it and run, and does. 35-40 out of bounds. Right across the 40. Nice gain on first down for Guys Power and Hawaii in the North Garland Raiders.
Rockwall's individuals locked the quarterback 14 of 18, 283 and 5 touchdowns to set a new state record for touchdown passes in a career. His rushing leader, Zach Hernandez, 2 for 65 and 1 touchdown early. His long touchdown run. And then Caden Marshall, 8 for 149 receiving. Aiden Meeks, 4 for 109. Meeks with 3 touchdowns. Marshall with 2 touchdowns receiving.
11-11 on the clock here in the third quarter, second half of play. 41-0. Rockwall leads North Garland. 2nd and 7. Noai dropping back. Has some time in the pocket. This time throws it away to the right sideline. Incomplete. 3rd and 7.
Met the 2 rules to not get intentional grounding. He was out of the pocket, and he threw it beyond the line of scrimmage. So no penalty, and a smart play there by Noai.
North Garland has spread this one all out. They weren't really spread out. They've been spread offense the entire time to start this 3rd quarter. Trips to the left side from the right hash mark, going right to left. Noai wearing that number 5 on the front and back of his jersey. A white jersey, red pants for North Garland Raiders. Claps his hands, drops back. Here comes the pressure. He steps up, pump fakes, and down he goes. Coming in to make that play for Rockwall. Big time sack by Aiden Barrera.
Well, Jared Stoner is the one that created it. So Stoner came around from his outside linebacker, forced him to step up, where he stepped right into the man who made the sack.
Barrera with 9 quarterback hurries on the season, leads the Rockwall Yellow Jackets this time, comes in with a sack. 10:35 and counting here in the 3rd quarter, 41-0. Rockwall over North Garland, and it'll be Daniel Ortiz back to punt. He's had 2 blocked in this one. Low snap, hops up on him, on the ground. Ortiz trying to go somewhere, but goes nowhere. A bad snap that bounced to him, and he couldn't corral it, and Rockwall collapsed quickly.
It's been a consistent problem all night, the snaps. Even the punts he has gotten off tonight, he's usually had to jump up to make the catch on the snap. I can only remember 1 perfect snap. And that's the 2nd time they've turned it over because of bad snaps deep in their own territory.
10:20 on the clock here in the 3rd quarter. 41-0 in the Rockwall Yellow Jackets, and Braden Locke will have their first possession of the 2nd half. And Locke set the all-time record for most touchdown passes in a career in 6A.
Right now the clock is not running, which means they're not going with the running clock yet. If it's going to occur, we'll let you know.
Locke hands it off up the middle. Zach Hernandez, who's had most of the rushing yards, if not all the rushing yards all season long, gets 3 yards on the carry, gets it down to the 21.
He has had all of them tonight, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. They haven't run it that much.
Play action, popped up in the air and picked off. Picked off at the 15-yard line and off to the right side. It was tipped at the line of scrimmage. And it was Gabe Harris. Gabe Harris came down with it, and a turnover and a takeaway for North Garland. Just the 8th interception of the year for the quarterback, Braden Locke. Wow, you don't see many of that. You don't see many mistakes happen like that, especially not in this game. 9:58 on the clock. Possession goes to North Garland, 41-0.
Don't forget, again, if you can't get us at 92.1, you can get us at TuneIn Radio, KXEZ.com. As we stream these games, let the folks out of town know that they can get us in those 2 places.
Trips to the left side. They hand it off right up the middle of Jaden Davis, who powers his way and runs with some purpose right up the middle. Gain of 11 on the play. First down on first down from the 29-yard line now. 1st and 10. 9:45 and counting in the 3rd quarter. A huge lead for Rockwall here in the by-district round.
Yeah, they led 20-0 after running just, 4 plays of offense in the 1st quarter, so it was kind of over early. North Garland's had some little bouts of offense here and there, but they really never sustained much.
Hawaii, play action, drops back into the pocket, out of the right side, this time throws it away. I want to make a correction, and it was not Braden Locke on that last play for the interception. It was actually Jonathan Basildua. So,
backup quarterback.
They've already got him in. And this happens a lot this year. It's happened a lot this year, especially last year when they were really, destroying teams. They wouldn't have Locke come start the 2nd half. They'd go with their quarterback. Smart move by Coach Trey Brooks, especially first round of the playoffs with this game pretty much secured. Doubles wide receiver set. 2 receivers on either side from the middle of the field. The Y up the middle. Jaden Davis on the handoff to 35 to 40 at the big run for Jaden Davis. Gets it to the 44-yard line. They'll mark him just short of that, the 43, first down.
And that'll put Davis over 100 yards on the night. He's been a pretty consistent force. Again, they hadn't been able to sustain anything. And the minute they give up the ball, Rockwall scores very quickly. And that's why they've never had a chance to really just stick with their game plan and be very successful.
Doubles wide receiver set in the left hash mark. Noai in the shotgun. Quarterback power out to the right side, dancing around and hit down right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on first down, bring it up 2nd and 10 from the 43-yard line. 8:30 and counting here in the third quarter.
Brought down by Jones.
Crisp night, like you said, Scott Powell. Not a whole bunch of wind. Although temperature is probably the coldest it's been up here in North Texas all year long.
Yeah, we're going to the mid to low 40s tonight. But again, without the wind, it's fairly comfortable out here.
Two receivers on either side for Power in Hawaii. Claps his hands, receives the snap. Drops back, fires down to the right side as a man down there and caught at the 20. 10, 5, touchdown North Garland. Isaiah DeLeon. Power in Hawaii to a jump ball down the right sideline. And it was just all DeLeon. Went up, fought for it, got it, ran it 20 yards after the catch into the end zone for the first score of the night for North Garland.
Wasn't two of the biggest guys fighting for it. He had to outfight Court Johnson, who's only 5'9", 160, and he just took it away from Johnson. Johnson went to the turf, and it was an easy stroll for 6.
Lopez on for the extra point try for North Garland. It's up and in, 41-7. North Garland on the board here in the third quarter. 8:03 on the clock on 92.1 FM KXEZ. Back here on 92.1 FM KXEZ.
Our sponsors tonight, Dos Banderas Tex-Mex, North Texas Appliance. I hope my Spanish was good there. Dos Banderas Tex-Mex. Nice roll of the R there. North Texas Appliance, Belfiore Spa and Salon, Jackson Automotive, Smith Quality Greenhouses, and Shields Service Station. North Texas Appliance, I got my washer and dryer, refrigerator, freezer there. Hopefully you'll do the same. Wonderful experience, friendly people, in-house expertise. Installation was good and friendly, and just an outstanding experience. I got my appliances at North Texas Appliance. I encourage you to do the same.
8:03 on the clock. It was a touchdown pass from Power in Hawaii. Out to Isaiah DeLeon to open up the scoring for North Garland. They're on the board here in the by-district round. 41-7, though. A lot of work to do. Maddox Lopez on to kick off. It's down at the 7-yard line. And we'll stop at the 1. Picked up at the 1. On the way, past the 5, the 10. Big stiff arm at the 12 and out of bounds at the 20. Big run by Noble Johnson after he was going to let that one go to the back of the end zone, but it stopped right at the 1-yard line. They put him down to the 21-yard line with 7:56 on the clock, and Rockwall will take over their worst starting field position of the game.
If you like your plants and love them as much as we do, you'll protect them with quality greenhouses from Smith's Greenhouses. Metal and portable buildings, cabins, outdoor decor, you name it, they've got it. Call Dustin Smith, 903-268-1694. That's 903-268-1694, Smith's Greenhouses.
And off up the middle, bouncing around past the 20 to the 23-yard line and brought down by a battalion of Raiders. On that carry, a new running back for Rockwall into the ball game as it's Ashton Emery.
Now quarterback for Rockwall, number 16, Mason Marshall.
Out to the left side, snap pass out to the 30-yard line, gets past the first down marker. Caught by Evan Harris.
Great job by Harris to keep it going, keep his legs moving, because he was hit short of the first down and fought for an extra 2 or 3 yards.
Mason Marshall in at quarterback for the Yellow Jackets. Hands off up the middle, and down he goes at the 32-yard line. Again, Ashton Emery came in with that run, but got nowhere. A loss of 1, 2nd and 11 to the 32.
Samarian Richardson grabbed him from the side and held on. I mean, it took a lot of strength to get him down when you grab him from the side, and he did it.
Someone jumped off. It's the right defensive end for North Garland. Jumped off sides. Jared Dela Cruz got a little too trigger happy on that one. Wanted to go after the sophomore quarterback, Mason Marshall. 6:50 in the third quarter. 41-7 the score. Rockwall.
We're on our third Rockwall quarterback of the night.
Bazadua. And now Marshall. Play action. Screen pass. Up the middle. It goes. Up the seam. the 45-40 and down to the 35-yard line. Nice pass from Mason Marshall.
Yeah,
Jacob Rhodes.
Boy, they love to do that off of play action. He was wide open down the middle.
Snap pass again. They hand it off up the middle. And going nowhere, but he's still on his feet. Now he goes. He ran into a wall. Did Ashton Emery. Gained 5 on the play. It's 2nd and 5. 6-11 and counting in the third quarter. 41-7. Rockwall over North Garland in the first round of the Texas High School playoffs. Marshall claps his hands, rolls out to the right side, has a couple of blockers in front of him, throws it to the sideline in the flat, and caught and pushed back near the 30.
Going to be a yard short. They gave him forward progress, but it's still a yard short with third down coming.
Evan Harris on the reception. It's 3rd and 1.
And another receiver deeper down the seam that was double covered, and they kind of left that receiver open to make that short catch, but did a great job of converging on him and holding him short of the first down.
3rd and 1 from the 27-yard line. Play action, throw out to the right side, caught at the 22-yard line. First down, Rockwall. And down to the 21. Harris again. Evan Harris, nice drive.
Longest sustained drive for Rockwall all night. They've been getting it done quickly most of the night. This started back at the 21, and this is the 8th play of the drive, the longest by far.
Mason Marshall sends his running back out to the right side, the left side, and caught on the run is Emery, but then met quickly at the 25-yard line and brought back. It'll be a loss of at least 3 on the play. We'll see where they mark it. It'll be the 24-yard line, loss of 3. It'll be 2nd and 13.
Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of new faces on that Rockwall offense as they've emptied the bench here early in the playoffs with a big lead.
Marshall again hands it off to Emery, who goes nowhere. North Garland right there at the 25-yard line. Loss of 1, bringing up 3rd down. The 3rd and 14.
Yeah, they are going backward on consecutive plays. First time that's happened all night.
Stack trips to the right side for Mason Marshall. Claps his hands, rolls out to the right. Has some blockers. Here comes the pressure. Tucks it and runs. That's the 25, 20, 15. And out of bounds near the 10-yard line. They'll mark him out of the 10. A first down for Rockwall.
I think it was
on 3rd and 14.
Sorry, but I think it was Marshall's intent the whole way to keep that, but he kept kind of flashing a fake pass to keep that secondary at bay as he rolled. And then once he decided to turn it up, there was nobody home defensively.
Mason Marshall stands at 6'3", 160 pounds, and he's just a sophomore. Getting some playoff time here in a blowout for Rockwall. Hands off up the middle to Emery. He bounces out to the right side, and no gain on the play, if not losing a yard to the 11. And it is a loss of 1. It'll be 2nd and goal from the 11-yard line. 3:45 and counting in the third quarter. 41-7 the score. Rockwall holds the lead over North Garland. Mason Marshall in the shotgun from the right hash mark, going left to right. Man in motion, right to left is Court Johnson. Hands it off up the middle and nothing. No gain. 3rd and goal from the 11. Quarterback keeper for Mason Marshall. 3:20 and counting in the third quarter.
This is the 14th play of this drive. They've used they've used almost 5 minutes of this third quarter.
It's a beautiful drive from Mason Marshall, getting his first look in playoff football here for Rockwall. Shotgun pass, throws it slant right to the left side, and he caught it, but it was a yard short. Half a yard short of the goal line. 2:50 here in the third quarter, and the third down play. Mason Marshall's pass to move quickly. Lining up at the goal line, heavy on the left hash mark. Quarterback keeper, they push the pile, and touchdown Rockwall.
Yeah, it's kind of a stalemate. You called it. They pushed the pile. It was Jacob Rhodes who pushed him from behind and shoved him into the end zone.
2:38 here in the third quarter. 47-7 the score. Rockwall in a big lead, and Mason Marshall with a touchdown run, a quarterback keeper. James Michael on for the extra point try. Marshall to hold. Good snap, good hold, good kick. 48-7, 2:38 on the clock here in the third quarter. Rockwall over North Garland on 92.1 FM, KXEZ.
check out Shield Service Station just off the square in downtown Rockwall. Have your oil changed, buy yourself a battery, get a vehicle inspection. They even have new and used tires for you. That's Shield Service Station in Rockwall. If you love your plants like we do, you'll protect them with quality greenhouses from Smith's Greenhouse. Metal and portable buildings, cabins, outdoor decor is also available. You name it, Dustin Smith's got it. That phone number 903-268-1694. Again, 903-268-1694. You'll like Justin. You'll be glad you made the call to Smith's Greenhouses. Don't forget about that Audie Murphy Festival in Farmersville coming up. That's actually tomorrow and Saturday in Farmersville, the Audie Murphy Festival. And there's strength in numbers. Join the Rockwall Chamber of Commerce today. Thanks to all of our sponsors.
Scott Powell, the walking billboard right there. The kickoff goes out to the 10-yard line, fielded by DeLeon. This time, doesn't take the knee, but waves for the fair catch. So this will put him at the 25-yard line.
And what about one more billboard item? How about the food truck Saturday at First Baptist Church of Branch in Princeton? Head on out and find yourself some good eats at the food truck Saturday at First Baptist Church, Princeton.
2:38 here in the third quarter, 48-7. Mason Marshall, the 1-yard quarterback sneak. Score a touchdown, not at the helm with Braden Locke. Godspower drops back. Quarterback keeper, 30-yard line, 35, 40, past the 40-yard line. A big run on first down. You know, we've seen that a few times where they have a big play on first down. They just can't capitalize on anything else after that. 2:30 on the clock here in the third quarter, 48-7. Ball will be put at the 43-yard line for North Garland. Trips to the right side from the left hash mark for Godspower and Hawaii. Jaden Davis to the left of him. Man in motion, right to left. That's Mateo Howard. He drops back. Godspower going to the right side. Has a man. Caught at the 32-yard line down the right sideline. Outside the numbers. Cuts it back to the left side. 10, 5. Touchdown, North Garland. DeCoris Taylor. Godspower in Hawaii freed himself up. Threw it off the back foot on the run to the right side. And down the right side on a flag route was caught by DeCoris Taylor. Made a nice move from the right hash mark out to the end zone.
They should have had him around the 10. He just stepped around him. That's only his second catch of the night. Taylor coming out of nowhere there, 57 yards.
On for the extra point try is Maddox Lopez. Hold is down, kick is up. And it's good. 48-14, 2:17 on the clock here in the third quarter. North Garland trails big to Rockwall in the area around the by-district round on 92.1 FM KXEZ.
Again, don't forget about Shield Service Station here in Rockwall. They're just off the square. You get your oil changed, a new battery. You get your vehicle inspection. They also have new and used tires. So head on over to Shield Service Station. Next chance you get here near downtown Rockwall. And don't forget 92.1 KXEZ, 95.3 KHYI The Reigns. We are very invested in North Texas. We thank you for your listenership and your support. And we'd love to have you as a sponsor. We got a lot of high school playoffs coming your way over the next few weeks. Some more Garland ISD schools, hopefully. Gunter. We should have some Gunter. Should have some Caddo Mills, among other teams, as we are your high school sports leader. Love to have you as an advertiser. 972-251-0725. Again, 972-251-0725. We'd love to talk to you.
Boost kick out to the 31-yard line. And the sky kick is returned to the 45 by a 1, Court Johnson. 2:10 on the clock in the third quarter, 48-14, a long touchdown pass from Godspower in Hawaii to DeCoris Taylor.
Yeah, we got the Aggies the next 2 days, next 2 nights. Actually, the men's basketball team will play Abilene Christian at 7 tomorrow night right here on 92.1. Pregame at 6:30 as we are your Metroplex home for A&M. We've got the football team on Saturday in Oxford, Mississippi against Ole Miss. That's a 6 o'clock kickoff, 5 o'clock pregame. All the coverage here on KXEZ 92.1.
Marshall hands this one up the middle, past the 45-yard line, down to the 48. on that carry for Rockwall. And new running back in. It's Parker Williams, the 5'9", 170-pound sophomore. Rolls out to the right side as Marshall throws this one for the 30-yard line and in and out of the hands, but a nice pass to thread the needle, but he couldn't hold on to it. Incomplete pass.
Yeah, that's Mela. I'll tell you got to give a lot of credit to number 16, Jalen Sublet, who came across the field all the way across from his safety position, gave his teammate some help over here and knocked it away at the last second. When the pass left the hand of the quarterback, he didn't know he'd be throwing into double coverage.
Jonathan Bosildua gets them to jump off sides, and they stopped the play, blow it dead, although there was nobody coming to the backfield. Kind of odd. We've seen that a couple of times, Scott, where they stop the play when someone jumps off sides instead of letting it play through.
If you make contact, they have to blow the whistle.
Gotcha.
And North Garland penalties have not been a problem today. It's just their sixth one for 35 yards. No turnovers against the Raiders tonight.
Instead of 3rd and 7, it's 3rd and 2. Bosildua, play action, rolling out to the right side, drifting to the right, drifting outside the numbers now. Pressure comes, there's a jump ball to the 25-yard line, and caught.
Now they're going to say incomplete.
Incomplete. It was a nice effort down there by one of the new receivers that's into the ball game, Caden Garth.
Official's took his hat off and threw it down, which usually means the receiver went out of bounds and came back in. But I'm not sure they were. I think they were calling it incomplete anyway.
4th and 2. And they're going to go for it. From the 47-yard line of North Garland, Bosildua in the shotgun. Claps his hands, gets a man to jump off sides. This time, they let it roll. Rolling out to the right side, Bosildua fires low and incomplete. Intended for the receiver, Cole Scheiberl. Schubeli, I think, is actually how it's pronounced. Cole Schubeli.
Offside is called against the Raiders.
Another 5 yards. This will be a first down.
Offside.
First and 10 for Rockwall.
All right, Scott. First down to Rockwall. Gets them to the 42-yard line for Jonathan Bosildua, the 6'1", 180-pound junior quarterback. 1:28 on the clock here in the third quarter. Bosildua hands off the middle, and 40-yard line, 35, makes the man miss and falls down at the 34, making the 33-yard line. On that carry was Parker Williams. All the sophomores playing today. Bosildua in the shotgun. Williams lines up to the left of him, claps his hands. Play action, drops back, has some time. Here comes the pressure, throws a jump ball to the end zone, and incomplete. In and out of the hands of Caden Garth.
Yeah, I mean, it is very catchable. Good coverage, but no closure. And the receiver, Garth, had to go right between his arms in the back of the end zone. It almost kind of caught him by surprise because he was so well covered. The ball should have been caught.
3rd and 1 from the 33-yard line. Bosildua hands it off up the middle. Williams fighting for the first down mark. It looks like he's short.
No, they're going to force a 4th and 1 now. Maybe more like 2 as he lost a little bit there.
Kind of slipped when he tried to make a cut to the right side. Now he's in the middle of the hash marks.
We'll have the third quarter stats here as soon as the quarter ends.
Bosildua try to get him to jump off sides. He did it one time before. Couldn't do it this time. 4th and 2 from the 34-yard line. Changes the play at the line. Jonathan Bosildua talks to his tight end. Moves Parker Williams to the right, to the left of him. Now he sends him off to the left in motion. Play action. Pump fake. Off to the left side and caught. And powering for that first down. He's got it. Left sideline out of bounds to the 20-yard line.
Yeah, they're going to mark him at the 25, say he stepped out there. But it's still enough for the first down.
Jacob Rhodes, the tight end, streaking across on a drag route. Makes the catch for a first down at the 25-yard line. Bosildua in the shotgun. Williams to the right of him. Low snap. Plenty of time. To the right side. Streaking. Drifting. Fires and incomplete. A nice play by the defensive back down there for North Garland. That's Mateo Howard.
And he almost picked it off. Stepped in front of the receiver. Had both hands on it. Just couldn't hold on.
Bring up 2nd and 10 from the 25-yard line. 7 seconds on the clock here in the third quarter. 48-14. Rockwall leads it over North Garland in the by-district round. First time North Garland's been in the playoffs since 2009, 12-year drought. Pass out to the right side, screen pass, 25-20, passes it up the middle and to the 15 and out of bounds at the 11-yard line.
And that is going to do it for the third quarter.
That is the end of the third quarter. Rockwall 48 and North Garland 14.
Let's run through the stats through three. First downs, the only thing that's even in this game are first downs, 17-17. Score 48-14 in favor of Rockwall. Rockwall 439 yards. 324 through the air, 115 on the ground. 4 penalties, 45 yards, just 1 turnover. North Garland, 311 yards, 174 passing, 137 rushing, 6 penalties, 40 yards, and no turnovers. Braden Locke through really only played 2 quarters tonight, was 14 of 18, 283, 5 touchdowns. Really all that was in the first half. I don't think he played in the second half. Ryder Parker, 4 out of 8 for 37 yards passing. The leading rusher for Rockwall, Zach Hernandez, only 2 carries, but for 65 yards, including a long touchdown. Receiving for Rockwall, Caden Marshall, 8 for 149 and 2 touchdowns. Aiden Meeks, 4 for 109 and 3 touchdowns. 3 of his 4 receptions for touchdowns individually for North Garland. Nawahi passing 10 of 16 for 174, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. Jaden Davis, over 100 yards rushing, 17 for 122, 7.1 per, and no touchdowns. Leading receivers, Isaiah DeLeon, 3 for 70 and a touchdown. Zachoris Taylor, 2 for 67 and a touchdown. Davis, 3 for 14. There are your third quarter stats.
Start of the fourth quarter, 48-14. Handoff up the middle to Parker Williams. Gets a couple on the play down to the 11-yard line. Good gain of 5 on the play. Makes it 2nd and 5. The line to gain. The first down mark is at the 1. Play action. Snap pass to the left side. Incomplete. Pass from Basel Dua was intended for the receiver, Will Rako.
Another drop, really. Rako was open on the slant, had the inside position on the DB. It would have been 6, and he dropped it. A couple of drops now by the backup receivers.
It was Matthew Young. I'm telling you, folks, there are 2 numbers for every single player on here.
Well, you know what? Then we just do our best.
It was Matthew Young, the other 24 here for Rockwall. He's in motion left to right. Snap to Basso Dua. The ball was on the ground. It looked like it was an odd play, and Basso Dua kind of just fell down at the line of scrimmage. And they're going to say it's recovered by North Garland. There was a fumble. A bad snap. The ball was on the ground, and North Garland recovered. Second takeaway of the game for North Garland. With 11:32 on the clock, left to go in this one, 48-14. North Garland will take over. God's Power Hawaii still in there at quarterback. Folks, he's just a sophomore, and he's played a heck of a season. Had a heck of a season, played a heck of a game.
Leading rusher as well as being the quarterback.
Hawaii stands at 6 feet tall, 195 pounds. He's led this North Garland team to a playoff berth, the first in 12 years. Quite a feat. This time, quarterback keeper up the middle on the draw. Gets this one to the 12-yard line.
And remember, they lose this game, they'll finish 6-5. That's only the 3rd winning record in the last 17 years.
So a lot of good hope right here. You got 2 more years of this great quarterback in Hawaii. And off up the middle of Davis, makes a man miss off the right guard. Gets close to the first down marker to the 16-yard line. But he is a yard short, 3rd and 1. A minute off the clock here in the fourth quarter. 48-14 the score.
It's interesting. Joe Castillo, the head coach, I'm watching him. He's watching the play clock, and he will not let them go into the next play until he gives the signal. So they're running that play clock way down like they've done all night.
It's their game plan. They're going to stick to it. Hawaii fires this one to the flat on the right side, caught at the 22-yard line. Now it's scored across the 25 to the 27-yard line. On that reception was Isaiah DeLeon, who's had a nice game.
Taken out of bounds by Tustin Avery.
Touchdown reception from DeLeon, by DeLeon from Hawaii. 10-10 on the clock and counting. 48-14, first down North Garland. 1st and 10 from the 29-yard line. Trips to the left side for Nawai from the right hash mark, going left to right. Snap pass out to the left side. Again, that's Harris. 30, 35-40. A big gain on first down. It was Mateo Howard on the swing pass. Screen out to the left side. Another first down for the Raiders.
Pretty good drive here. Second first down. They started way back at the 7, you'll remember.
At the 42-yard line, 1st and 10. Trips to the left side. One lone receiver to the right side. Nawai in the shotgun. High snap. Corrals it. Pumps. Has some time. Tucks it and run. 40-yard line, 45, and slides down near the midfield mark.
Oh, my gosh. What a miserable mark he just got.
They're going to give him the 47?
He didn't hit the ground till the 49, and they marked it the 47. Are you kidding me?
Well, a gain of 5 on the quarterback keeper and scramble.
Are you kidding me?
Wow, that is bad. I mean, I know it's 48-14, but
And it doesn't, it doesn't make any difference.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
just poor officiating.
God's power. Bumps to the left side, rolls out to the left, fires to a man wide open on the left sideline, caught outside the numbers at the 30.
They're going to say the ball skipped in, and I think it was a good call.
That'll bring up a 3rd and 5. 3rd and 5
There.
47.
We can compliment the officials right after they make a gross error.
Yeah. I mean, it goes both ways.
I mean, fact's the fact. That was a horrible mark a minute ago.
Absolutely. And a good call on the pickup, on the dig, on the catch outside.
Absolutely.
Trips to the right side. Hawaii keeps it. Rolls out to the left, getting pulled by the jersey. Outside the numbers, pulling the pile and down at the 48-yard line.
Why hey on the carry?
It was Nawai with a beautiful play, actually. He was caught well behind the line of scrimmage and dragged his defender for a gain of 4 on the play, or 3 on the play, to the 49. It'll bring up 4th down, though. 4th and 3 from that 49. And if I'm not mistaken, the punt unit will come out. No, it's going to be that wildcat formation we've seen a few times.
I like this. Go for it. What do you have to lose?
Jaden Davis, under center right now.
Joe Castillo took a timeout right before they snapped the ball.
Okay, so while he was under center, and it was a direct snap while he was under center to Jaden Davis, who's a few yards behind him. An odd play, but the timeout comes in right before.
Let's thank our sponsors one more time. Joel Banderas, Tex-Mex, North Texas Appliance. My Spanish is getting better with every read.
I agree.
Belfiore Spa and Salon, Jackson Automotive, Smith Quality Greenhouses, and Shields Service Station. Dos Banderas.
Dos Banderas. Yeah.
Banderas. North Texas Appliance. Friendly folks over there at North Texas Appliance here in Rockwall. They're 1535, just down the South Service Road, about a mile from here. You can go by or call 972-771-0393. North Texas Appliance. And I want to mention Smith's Greenhouses, but I'll get to that in a moment.
Nawai in the shotgun, 4th and 3 from the 49-yard line. He drops back, throws this one to the left sideline, and caught at the 40-yard line. Beautiful play on 4th down. Isaiah DeLeon on the catch.
And Isaiah just keeps going and collapses on the track over there. It looks like he may have pulled something in his leg, but he was able to hold on and make the catch on a deep out to the sideline.
Well, let's hope Isaiah DeLeon is okay, especially in the final game of the season. North Garland.
You love your plants like we do here at KXEZ. Protect them with a quality greenhouse from Smith's Greenhouses. They've got cabins, portable buildings, outdoor decor, you name it. Just call Dustin Smith. More in a moment.
Trips to the right side. Nawai pulls it down at the 40-yard line, trying to get outside the numbers now, and just goes down under his own power. No gain on the play. Bring up 2nd and 10.
You can get Dustin Smith at 903-268-1694. You'll like Dustin, and you'll be glad you made the call to Smith's Greenhouses, 903-268-1694.
7:25 left to go in this one, 48-14. The Rockwall Yellow Jackets are beating the North Garland Raiders. Handoff up the middle is Davis. Met right at the line of scrimmage, but he powers forward for a few yards down to the 38-yard line, bringing up 3rd down, I beg your pardon. 7:06.
11th play of this drive that started back at the 7.
They moved the ball well.
And they've also used 4.5 minutes off the clock.
under 7 minutes to go. 16 seconds on the play clock. Two receivers to the left side, two to the right side. From the right hash mark, shotgun for Hawaii. Davis to the right of him. He claps his hands. Looks left, now rolls left. Nobody in front of him. Turns his shoulders, fires a deep ball to the end zone, and incomplete. They had a man wide open in the front corner of the end zone. Well, lofted one deep, and it was an inaccurate throw, a little bit outside. It would have been a heck of a play by Isaiah DeLeon.
And DeLeon kind of knew it. He knew even if he had caught it, he was going to have trouble getting 1 foot down, and so he didn't catch it anyway, but I'm not sure it made any difference. Now we got 4th down as he'll go again.
6:31.
The 4th and 7 for the Raiders.
Here in the fourth quarter, 48-14. 4th down and 8. From the 38-yard line, trips to the left side, one receiver to the right side. Hawaii looks left, pump fakes, fires across the middle, and overshot his man, incomplete. Turnover on downs. The intended receiver was Mateo Howard.
Yeah, way overshot Howard, who was a little bit open in that zone down the middle and would have been a 1st down, but wasn't even close. It was way over his head.
The best thing I can say about this team, and like what I've already said about God's Power in Hawaii, is it is a very young team. I mean, Mateo Howard, Isaiah DeLeon, and DeCoris Taylor, God's Power in Hawaii, they're sophomores. The only junior out of that group right there is Isaiah DeLeon. You got these guys getting playoff experience, and they're in for a good run the next couple of years. Marshall in at quarterback draw up the middle. 40, 45, down to the 40-yard line, 46-yard line. And Nathan Marshall, who had a 1-yard quarterback touchdown in his first drive of the playoffs.
You know, we counted Rowlett seniors the end of their season last week. They had like close to 30 seniors. North Garland only 15 seniors.
And off up the middle to Emery. Ashton Emery powers his way again. Nice run past the midfield mark to the 49-yard line.
Emery on the carry.
He called Rowlett games all year long. This is our 2nd time covering North Garland. They did play. Rowlett and North Garland play each other in a heck of a defensive game at Williams Stadium earlier this year. And so they've got some promise.
Another one of those defensive struggles.
Absolutely. 5:37 and counting. Marshall pass out to the right side, caught at the 37-yard line. Powers forward to the 40. Good pitch and catch right there. Mason Marshall to Bo Lamb. Nice name right there, Bo Lamb. That sounds like a baseball name, actually.
Also sounds like a linebacker.
5:17.
Taken down by Richard.
Left to go in this one. Marshall hands up to Emery. Emery across the 40. Gets the 1st down, they'll say. They convert to 3rd and 2.
So tell us about your career here at Rockwall High School. Longtime resident as well as a student at Rockwall. We got 5 minutes left here. Ethan Herrera, your play-by-play man, played baseball here, played football here. What position on the football team did you play?
I was like the 5th-string quarterback, but yeah, I played a little football.
And then center field in baseball.
Yep, second base and center field.
My favorite story is to come in just a second.
Emery, handoff up the middle to the left side, across the 30, nice run, gain of 9 on the play to the 29.
Folks, he actually taught Braden Locke not how to pass the ball.
No, definitely not.
How to play baseball.
That pass to the left side, caught at the 27-yard line, out of bounds. That's Bo Lamb. Yeah.
So be glad he didn't teach him how to throw the ball as a quarterback.
When I want to say Braden was in 8th grade. Actually, a friend of mine, shout out to Charlie Consummate and Frank Consummate, his father. I used to work out back there when I was playing ball in college at Stephen F. Austin. His little brother, Jack Consummate, would come hit with me, and Braden would come over, and I'd give them some pointers. Handoff, the fake handoff by Mason Marshall goes up the middle, and they get about 3 yards on the play to the 22.
Does Braden play on the high school baseball team?
He tried out, and I think he did his freshman year and sophomore year.
I'm just thankful you didn't teach him how to play quarterback.
No, absolutely not. You know what?
He teaches you how to play quarterback.
Exactly. You know, I could throw the ball a little bit, but Braden's got me beat by a foot in height, so I couldn't see over the line.
And about 5 million feet in talent, right?
At least 5 million, at least. I mean, the kid has the all-time record for most touchdown passes in 6A. So
yeah.
He gets say he was just a little bit better than my career.
Actually, you might have told him if you did teach him how to play quarterback that you get his first million.
I should have. I was hoping he would go pro in baseball so we can make that happen, but obviously he wanted to play football, thinks he was good at that. Well, he's a pretty darn good football player. Has 5 touchdowns in this game. Mason Marshall on a 3rd and 8. Hands it off to Emery, who stiff arms the 15-10, and Emery fighting his way for the touchdown. Ashton Emery, the sophomore, gets his first career touchdown in the playoffs for Rockwall. And his first career touchdown comes with 3:33 on the clock in the by-district round here in 2021. Emery, just a sophomore, standing at 5'10", 180. And a beautiful gain and a touchdown extends the lead for Rockwall. Michael on for the extra point, up and in. 55-14, 3:33 on the clock. Left to go in this one. Rockwall, big lead over North Garland on 92.1 FM, KXEZ. Back here on 92.1 FM at KXEZ, Ethan Herrera here with my partner Scott Powell. Thanks for joining us on this Thursday night, the first round of the high school Texas playoffs.
Go check out Shield Service Station off the square in downtown Rockwall. You can have your oil changed, buy a new battery, get your vehicle inspected. They even have new and used tires for you. That's Shields Service Station in Rockwall. And remember, we're your home for A&M football and men's basketball. More on that as we conclude here tonight. We got some games coming your way soon.
Michael sky kick out to the 29-yard line. Fair caught by Mateo Howard.
Football there at Mississippi Saturday, 6 o'clock kick, pregame at 5 here on KXEZ. And the men's basketball, they'll play tomorrow at home against Abilene Christian, 7 o'clock tip, 6:30 pregame. All the coverage right here on 92.1 FM KXEZ, your Metroplex home for Aggies football and men's basketball. Don't forget our 2 stations, 92.1 FM KXEZ, 95.3 FM KTYI The Reigns. We are very much invested in North Texas. Take a note of this phone number. Give us a call, 972-251-0725. We'd love to have you as a sponsor. We've got a lot of playoff action coming your way the next few weeks. May have Gunner, could have Caddo Mills, could have some Garland ISD schools. More in a moment.
And off out to the right side. Emptying the bench now is Coach Joe Castillo. As this one goes out for Samarian Richardson, the 6'1", 225 senior.
Again, you want to be a sponsor? Call me, 972-251-0725.
Cameron Porter in at quarterback for the North Garland Raiders. He stands at 5'11", 180 pounds. Approaching 3 minutes left to go here in the first round, 55-14. Rockwall leads it. Porter out to the left side, stops, reverses, and taken down to the backfield. Sack for the Rockwall Yellow Jackets. Stovall comes in and gets down Porter. As Cameron Porter has a loss of 2 on the play, bringing up 3rd and 5 with 2.5 to go in this one. 55-14. Rockwall came out firing, as they always do. One of the best offenses in the state of Texas. And off up the middle to the right side, to the left side, Samarian Richardson takes it outside the numbers down the left sideline. And Richardson carrying a bunch of Yellow Jackets. They'll say he stepped out of bounds, though, about 15 yards from where I thought he was going to be at the 43-yard line. 2:16 on the clock. North Garland emptying the benches. Shotgun for Porter. Trips out to the right side. In the pocket. Now rushed out. This time throws it away to the left sideline. Incomplete. I'd like to see him take a shot, you know? Just a bit.
Not sure that wasn't intentional grounding. I think he was slightly out of the pocket. Definitely got it beyond the line of scrimmage.
Cameron Porter, a senior, getting some of his first action in a while
Let's put it this way. If this was a close game, I think the Rockwall would have complained that should have been intentional grabbing.
Samarian Richardson off to the right side. Good open field tackle by that Rockwall Yellow Jacket down there, Brendan Ross.
Taken down by Brendan Ross.
1:55 to go in this one. Under 2 minutes left before Rockwall advances on to the next round. Cameron Porter in the shotgun, trips out to the left side. Richardson to the left of him. Quarterback power out to the left side, outside the numbers, the hash mark. Now powers his way across the midfield mark. Here the first down mark, and Cameron Porter with a nice run. Approaching a minute to go. Like I mentioned, this is one of the teams that when we covered Rowlett during the regular season, they played Rowlett. This is the second time we've covered them, and it was a great game, good defensive game from both teams. This time, Rockwall, like I said, is just a powerhouse of an offense that took over 500 yards a game coming into this one. And off up the middle, dancing around is Richardson across the 50-yard line on the 4th and 1 play. He's short.
Richardson on the carry.
And it'll be a turnover as it goes to Rockwall with 35 seconds left. So, what we knew for a long time has come to pass. With 35 seconds left, this one's all over but the shouting. So Rockwall will take down North Garland, and they'll take on the winner of DeSoto and Hartner Heights. Listen to this. They'll take on DeSoto next week. Most likely, as this is one of those type of games just like this one. It's just DeSoto is very favored. As Bazadua comes in and takes a knee. And that will put the game to rest, it looks like. So DeSoto will come in, and probably the winner out of this side of the bracket here in Region 2 of this bracket will face DeSoto, and then most likely, if they win, take on a Spring Westfield. So two huge powerhouse schools to try to get it to the state title before they get there. And it's a tough road for Rockwall. North Garland falls to Rockwall here in the area or in the by-district round, the first time they've been in the playoffs since 2009, 55-14.
Enjoyed it, sir.
Absolutely.
Very predictable, unfortunately, for North Garland. Played a lot better in the second half. The second half was like 14-14, right?
Something like that.
Yeah.
I think so, actually. Yeah, you're right.
Played hard in the second half and played even. Wasn't it 41-0 at the half?
It was 14-14 in the second half. Good point, Scott.
Yeah.
North Garland.
More than anything, it says North Garland didn't quit in the second half.
Right. Well, North Garland looks like a bright future ahead with a lot of young players. They got into the playoffs for the first time in a long time. So their season is done. Rockwall moving on in the by-district round. 55-14, the final score. That'll pretty much do it for us here. For Scott Powell, for Ethan Brooks back in the KXEZ studio, I'm Ethan Herrera saying good night from Wilkerson Sanders in Rockwall, Texas.